Welcome back to another episode of the RAG Report podcast, my daily bulletin show where I bring to you recruiters, recruitment owners, advisors, suppliers, even investors to the global recruitment industry who are prepared to give up some of their time and talk about their experience of COVID-19 and how we're all going to get through this pandemic together. Today, I'm really excited to be joined by someone who's a little bit different than I've had before. So today I've got Gary Wills on the show. Gary is he's a fintech practice lead. So he's a senior recruiter in an organization who I can't name for legal reasons today. But he was put on furlough at the beginning of the pandemic and has since started an initiative called FurLearn, where he's nationwide helping people who are both furloughed and unemployed with loads of different things. This guy seems to be everywhere right now. He's so busy. I've been checking him out on LinkedIn, so I'm well excited to find out what the hell is he up to and why is he doing it. Before I do, I want to mention my sponsor, Rise Recruitment Ventures. These guys are a recruitment investment business backed by John Coxon and Alex Elliott, who founded and sold Liquid Personnel in 2016 after 10 years of growing it from the ground up. These guys sold for over 20 million and now putting in both investment of capital and time to help the next generation of recruitment owners to scale and exit in a set time frame. So they're looking for the most ambitious out there, typically a partnership, but if you're on your own, you can still have a chat with these guys. And they want to know that one, you've got aspirations for a big growth and exit. And two, they want to be confident you get there anyway, but with their help, you're going to get there faster and produce a much better value business. If you sound like the type of person that would want that conversation, go to www.riserv.co.uk and request a conversation. We'll get in touch with you very soon. Right, back to the show. Gary, welcome to the RAG Report.
Hey Sean, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule. You are non-stop right now. The busiest guy on furlough in the country, I reckon.
Possibly. But I've got to say, right, yesterday I woke up a little bit jaded, a bit tired, and that video of your dog, I just felt like your dog.
Yeah, Henry's in the other room right now. I don't know what. He's a funny one. He basically gets up about 8, chills all day, and then he goes loopy in the evening. But if you take him out for a walk, if it's a bit warm like it has been, halfway around I'm carrying him home. And if I get a little bit of food out, he just crawls on 2 feet. But he's a legend. Gary, first question, mate. Obviously, I've given you a little intro, but just paint the picture for us. What the hell is your life like right now?
Well, I was furloughed like many in mid-April. So I decided pretty much then.
Mid-April or mid-March?
I think it was the 14th of April, so it was a little bit later on. So I decided then that I wanted to do something positive. You know, I've done running before. I think you've done the London Marathon before, sure.
No. At the moment, I'm training to run the marathon, but I'm pretty crap, to be honest.
Well, I've done a little bit of running before, and I could see the lockdown was about to happen. It was about the same sort of time. COVID was really sort of hitting its peak. So I bought a treadmill, and I pretty much got it at the right time. I think it was the last day of deliveries for all treadmills across the country. And I set up a little challenge called, it was Nightingale London to Nightingale Birmingham. So 108 miles on a treadmill in under 10 days, wearing loads of different costumes. And it was just really successful. You know, it went on Lorraine TV show. I woke up it was on there. It was just insane seeing her say my voice in a lovely accent. And it was just great. You know, it was a real good feel.
Did you raise money as well? Or?
You what, sorry?
Did you raise money doing that? Or?
Yeah, I raised 6,800 so far for NHS charities together. So, you know what? It was just such a lovely journey because at the beginning of it, it was all kind of coinciding. So I had I'd just been furloughed, and obviously quite disappointed and gutted at the beginning. Natural feelings, I think, of somebody who's worked for so long. And then my cousin's husband got extremely ill with COVID-19. He was basically given about 5% chance to live. Kidney failure, double chest infection, coronavirus, the lot. And this was just at the very beginning. So
is he an older guy or younger guy? Or
he's 50 years of age. He went in for a knee operation a week before, and he just caught something. And his immune system was at its lowest. And bless him, he got extremely unwell. So I decided to create this run called Running for Reg. Every other day I'd wear a fancy dress costume. And it was really actually one of my first experiences with pushing out social media via Facebook Live and Zoom. And at the end of it, my furlough got extended to the end of June at that time. And I just thought I need to do something more, and I just couldn't work out what it was at the time. I had an idea.
By the way, how's Reg?
Oh, mate, well, yeah, I'll come to that in a second, actually. Yeah, so as I was coming to the end of this run, I thought I needed to do something new. So on the final day of the run, I actually ran it in a bright rainbow suit, right? So half marathon on the treadmill, bright rainbow suit. But the problem was, I'd never used Zoom before. So I got somebody else to sort of host it for me, the Coventry Festival of Running. They got involved. It was insane. But they forgot to lock the room. And I had two guys just appear in the room. I've got my auntie here. I've got some ex-clients here. I've got, there's about 40, 50 people on this Zoom watching me running and saying positive things whilst I'm sort of pushing out songs and requests and left, right, centre. And we just got, the room just got hacked. And literally there was the most graphic, indecent images, shall we say, being displayed on the page. And all I heard was my my auntie going, oh my God. Literally, I was like, shut it down. So yeah, that was my first kind of experience with technology being fed out there, that, you've really got to make sure you get this locked down and right. Otherwise, we got it hacked. So I still had like 10 miles to go on this run. And my head was obviously shot all over the place. And I just thought, right, I've got to get back into the zone now. So,
Where were you running? Is it at home?
Yeah, my garage on the treadmill. So I put it onto Facebook Live, had a bit of a laugh, finished it. And pretty much the same day I finished it, Reg started to actually make signs of recovery. So I don't know if you're aware about how, when somebody's been hit with it so badly, even brushing your teeth, standing up, it's extremely difficult, and it's a very, very much a life-changing incident, once you're hit with this badly. So he's still going to he's going through at the moment a massive mental journey. So, and this is one of the reasons why.
Is he still in the hospital or is he at home?
He's just got home. So in total, he was in the hospital, I think it was 5.5 weeks.
Really?
On a respirator for 5 of them. Yeah, it was nasty, but it just showed me what strength he had,
Yeah, I think we lost one of my uncles. He was 65 and he went in, he had cancer treatment, but it was early stage, like really early stage. And they said it was like 95% curable, right? And he was in Manchester Royal Infirmary, and that's where he caught it.
Yeah. Same
thing. He went in there, one for a little bit of treatment for a couple of days and never came out. Died about 3 weeks later. But they wouldn't. It was at the point where they wouldn't let my auntie go, so they couldn't speak to him. They had to FaceTime him goodbye, which was crazy. And then my mum went to the funeral, and there's this like massive church with like 10 people scattered around.
Yeah,
I think my family have really struggled after that to just get to grips with the way that he was like he wasn't allowed to just be around his family at the end. The funeral was weird. Like it was really struggling. So I think, whilst there's positive signs out there, when it really hits home, it does hit home. Do you know what I mean? I think what you've done though to take real positive action on it and make awareness of it is brilliant, mate. So many people can't do those things, and they're not confident enough to do those things.
Well, yeah, listen, I appreciate that, mate. And I think we all get tackled with, I'll talk about it in a bit about mental strength and mental resilience and stuff like that. Hence, what I'm bringing into this FurLearn project. But we all get affected, and we all believe at some points that we don't have the I can never do that. I can never do that. Probably 6 months ago, there's no chance I'd be doing this today. So yes, you can. You just got to get the right focus. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, that was pretty much the run, which kind of went pretty well, to be fair. So
where did you come up with this initiative called FurLearn? Where did that start?
That was towards the end. So I realised that obviously I've worked in recruitment for 20 years. I've got skills, I've got contacts, I've got connections. And I just thought if I can try and bring the best of the best together to help the majority, so people who are going through furlough at the moment, everybody is different in furlough. There's different camps of how it is. And then
tell me about those camps. So what camps do you see out there?
Okay, so you've got like your camps. I say you work for a small company, and you're just one or two out of a small group, shall we say? That's furloughed. You may be feeling a little bit insecure, a bit anxious, or you work for some, let's say IBM, and there's like 10,000 of you that overnight have just been furloughed. So you kind of like, okay, it's one of them. You get by. You've also got as well employers as well, how they're working with you and stuff like that. So making sure that you're looked after and treated and things like that.
Yeah.
So
do you think, like, I've thought about this quite a bit, do you think do you think a lot of people are going to want to go back to their organizations? Like someone said, like, paying the nation to not go to work for a prolonged period of time could affect the appetite of people to go back to work. And some might be desperate, and others might be like, I've got used to this, living on a slightly lower income, but just living my own life. Like, people lose that motivation.
I'm 100% with you. When it was extended, I think is it to the end of October now? The potential limit. I was like, that's so long away. That's just too much. It's I know it's trying to protect people, but it could be tying a noose around people's necks that if they don't keep active and if they don't do something, they could lose their skills. Now, I am all for making sure that you recharge your batteries and everything like that. But also, I think it's really important that people are actually learning new skills at the moment and maybe doing things that they've never done before.
Well, Australia have done it where they give you a small amount. I think it's $1,500 a fortnight or something. But you still work. You've got to work a couple of days or whatever. Yeah. And I think the reason they probably haven't given people the opportunity to work on furlough is that people would just then abuse it and everyone would jump on furlough, right? So it's trying to keep some form of hold on it. But at the same time, it is a little bit crazy that you can't do any work as well. Like, it's just, I don't know. I haven't got the answer, but I definitely think it's going to be an interesting, early autumn of how people on that. There's loads of talk about employers. I'm spending most of my time chatting to recruitment owners about how they're dealing with it. That's why I was excited about this, because I wanted to hear from you what it's like on the other side. But so you wanted to pull this all together. You said you wanted to test it a bit. What does that even look like? What does it? Tell us a bit more about what you're actually doing.
Yeah, okay. So I broke it down initially into 6 sort of sections. I don't know, Andrew McCaskill, right?
Yeah, Big Mac and Cheese, a mate of mine. I love him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And he was kind of like the first one that I thought, where can people really start? And I thought personal branding. So I ran a session with Andrew a couple of weeks ago, and it was just like, wow, everybody loved it. I think everybody gained so much from it. Well, I know everybody gained so much from it. He's a talented boy. He's got the best suntan as well out there. But no, he just really, he really just gave people an overview of what you can be doing. Even the smaller things as well, because not everybody is confident enough to come on camera like this. So, but there are other traits and other things that you can be doing. So,
a quick interruption of the episode to bring to you a message from our second sponsor, which is Odro. Odro, as most of you probably know, is the world's most powerful all-in-one video interview platform for recruiters. Used by thousands of recruiters worldwide and with some of the industry's biggest names amongst its client base, Odro is a video interview platform. It was developed specifically to help agencies increase their revenues. The most innovative solution on the market, Odro's software helps recruiters to engage more talent, reduce time to hire, and most importantly, it helps you win business. You'll even get the ROI back from investing in Odro within just 45 days. It's designed to benefit everyone in the process, so from recruiters to clients to candidates, Odro's platform is improving the hiring process one interview at a time. We chose to partner with Odro because we felt like both brands, Hoxo and Odro, were in such a clear alignment in the way that we approach everything we do and how passionate we are about helping this industry grow. If you want to find out more about how Odro can help your agency transform its process and win more business, win exclusivity and drive revenue, then click the link on the podcast notes and every social post that goes out, and you will get a call back by one of the Odro guys. They are awesome, and I'm sure they'll be able to offer some amazing value to your business. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to the show.
Even the smaller things as well, because not everybody is confident enough to come on camera like this. So, but there are other traits and other things that you can be doing. So
yeah, I've been saying that for a long time. I mean, I'm running a personal brand training academy at the minute, and video is the thing that everyone's obsessed with, and whether they should do it and could do it. And I'm like, do you know what? Go for it. Like, everyone's got the capability to be on video, but if it doesn't feel right and you don't enjoy it and you're not good at it or whatever, like, do some, like, write stuff, like put images up, like
100%. You know,
I put video up because I'm crap at writing. Like, I've never ever been a good reader or writer. Like, I'm all right, but I wouldn't say it's my strength. Whereas I can confidently talk, always have been that, so it works for me. Whereas someone, you know, if you're a better communicator in writing, use what you're good at.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I had this conversation with somebody who's on furlough at the moment. She said, I feel so, you know, I'm not confident enough to be able to push these videos out yet. I won't even turn my camera on when I'm on one of your sessions. Well, that's absolutely fine. You know, I've just read your post that you've just posted, and the written skills you had were absolutely fantastic. So, you know, there's a skill there that you've got. And I don't know if you've noticed as well, Sean, but, you know, free text posts now are getting like so much more coverage than video anyway, because the way LinkedIn is working is just, you know, there's just so much video out there that they literally can't share everything, you know. So
I think video does do a slightly different thing. Like, I think people remember you more for video. They see your face. They kind of, there's a connection with you as an individual you might not get as much of. I know a few people on LinkedIn who write really well. They get amazing engagement. Because I've never seen them, I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like there's a bit of a mystique to them. Like, there's a bit of they're a bit mysterious. Do you know what I mean? Whereas putting yourself out there on video is an extra level of depth. Like, it's like meeting someone as opposed to being on the phone. I think that's how I see the value as opposed to just reach. But so the course is the FurLearn, as I understand it, then is you're building a community of people on furlough. And you're offering them, what is it, free Zoom once a week with a different speaker? Like, is that the way it works?
Yeah. So there's last week we actually had a couple. So I'll talk through the topics in a second. But I push out, and I've got like a FurLearn group as well. So I'm pushing out content quite frequently. You know, useful tips and advice. Last week I had because everybody, you know, self-isolation at the moment is quite a massive thing. So I managed to get a polar explorer called Mark Wood. He travelled to the North and South Pole. He attempted Mount Everest. He had some stories to say. I'm finding people that have got some inspiration and offering, you know, tips and techniques as to how to make their daily routines maybe a little bit easier, because it is a bit lonely at the minute and it is a little bit weird, as we know. And that's why I brought Rhonda D'Ambrosio into it as well. And I think I've got a name wrong again.
You know what I'm thinking now, don't you, Gary?
What?
Why have I not been invited on? Why am I not helping you, I guess? Why have you not invited me? I've invited you on before you've invited. What's going on?
Your roommate, whenever you want on. You know,
to be honest, I wish I had the time right now.
I know.
But I'm only joking, but just seriously though, I've mentioned a few of these episodes, and I did a video about this thing I've done called 75 Hard, which is, I'm 57 days, I think, today. So Saturday the 13th of June, I'll have done 75 days, and every day I've done 5 things. I've drank a gallon of water, so you can see I'm on my second half gallon now.
Wow.
I've trained twice for 45 minutes at a time. So when I say train, that could be yoga, it could be a walk, but it's 2 physical 45-minute pieces of exercise, which every day. I've had no junk food. I've drank no alcohol. So I've had no like crap whatsoever. I've not had a piece of chocolate. I've not opened a packet of a thing. I've cooked everything I've had. I've made a burger and things. I've made chips. I've done things that aren't perfect, but I've loosely kept to a diet that's been brilliant. I've read 10 pages of a self-improvement or a business book every day. And that's not audio. I'm listening to autobiographies anyway, but it's physical book. And I've took a progress photo every day on my phone. So there's 5 rules every day for 75 days. I'm on day 56, 57. And it's been the best thing, one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It's so simple. Cost jack shit. I've ran in the street. I've been doing press ups. I've been watching Joe Wicks. I'm watching this yoga called Sarah Beth Yoga, which if you've not watched it, I thought yoga was really like annoying, but she's
it's not the girl off Emmerdale, is it?
Nah, she's an American. Really, really good though. Like, really explains everything clear, and it just calms your brain the way she speaks. I've watched some yoga, and the people just annoy me. But seriously, by sticking to something I went into lockdown, and the day when it was the week before official lockdown, the day when like it went to shit. I think it was Friday the 12th of March or something like that. And I had a few Guinness that night. I just had a few in the flat, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" I had about 100 calls from clients and people in the market, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And I said to myself the next morning, "I have to do something here that not like you is in well, kind of." I said I was going to go daily with the podcast. That was my kind of FurLearn opportunity, but more than that, I thought I have to give myself the best fucking chance of coming out of this in the best way. And I thought, that I'd listened to a podcast a year ago, and I thought there's never been a better time to commit to that 75 days, because I've always had a reason. I've always had a holiday or a birthday, or there was something that was going to interrupt 75 days. Whereas I was like, I can't see anything on the horizon. And so I'm trying to turn this negative into a positive. That's what I'm saying. And for me, it's been amazing. Like, obviously there's loads of shit going on in the world, but from a very selfish perspective, day to day, I've never felt better in my brain, which is crazy, you know.
And you know what? I mirror that as well. You know, what I've created to try and help as many people, knowing that it's starting to work, and you know, getting the messages that come through every day, it makes me feel amazing. You know, it makes me feel great. Like every little thank you, or you know, I really got some value from that. It just gives you a little, you know, I'm not being all soft here, but it does make you feel good. It makes you feel good inside. You know, it makes you think that I'm doing something useful with my time. You know, and you know, some of the speakers that I've had have just absolutely wowed me. It's just brought me into a whole new world where I've gone.
How many people in the community now?
So I've got about 100 and there's been about 145 viewers. I've got a session tomorrow, Thursday, with Rory Coleman. Now this guy's, you know, an inspirational guy to the absolute limit. This guy has run over 1,000 marathons in his career, right? But in 2016, he was paralyzed, and he told himself one morning, "No, I'm going to learn how to walk. I'm going to learn how to run again." And then since then, he's run the Marathon des Sables, which I don't know if you know, but it's the one in the middle of the desert over, I think, 7 or 8 days, and it's just insane the amount they have to run in this period of time. So, yeah, he's going to be talking on Thursday about like your inner strength. You know, how you can become. You know, if you think you can't do something, you actually can. You know, if you really put your mind to it, you focus properly, you can do something. So, yeah, I'm really delighted on that. And then you were talking about food as well, that you get involved with your cooking. Well, I will invite you along to something, because next Wednesday evening, I've got a BBC MasterChef called Simon Reed.
Yeah.
And he's going to be doing a live cook along. So I've got all the ingredients now on the menu. So everybody can cook in their own homes, have a little bit of fun, break up the mundane sort of daily groundhog of, every day.
I'm in for that one. Thanks for finally inviting me. Bloody hell, I thought I've been waiting. It's already 22 minutes into the chat, fuck's sake. But now so you're getting all these messages. You're getting all. Is anyone who's anyone on furlough or unemployed allowed in, or do you have any criteria as to who can join the community?
Well, you know what? When it was the mental well-being, I don't think you can isolate people who need, you know, support. And then what I would say is, as well, as much as this is for predominantly you're furloughed and you're unemployed, out of contract, I think anybody who at the minute who is just feeling a little bit lost, you know, I don't really want to like be out of order to anyone and say you can't come in. You know, if you're feeling a little bit lost at the minute, you need a bit of a pick up. I don't know, maybe you're not getting the support from your manager at work, or you're stuck at home on your own. You're single, or whatever it is. Yeah, please.
What about if you own a business? What about if you're
What
if you're a business owner? Would you let them in?
Well, everybody needs support at times, don't they?
Well, I'll be honest. That's kind of been the stance I've taken across the. You've done the whole look after the people who are not in employment. I've focused most of my effort on recruitment owners. That's who my audience is. I've always prioritised, and I genuinely think it's a very difficult place to be a recruitment owner, and being a business owner in general. But like, for the sake of this chat, to be an owner of a business, a recruitment business that's a sales-orientated organisation in a time like this, I mean, it's a different stress. All right, you might not be at home on furlough being paid by the government and worried about whether you're coming back, but you're probably worried about whether the whole fucking organisation is going to be there. You're probably worried about your mortgage. You're probably worried about your kids. Like, can you then go back to working for somebody else? Like, there's so many thoughts. I don't know. As a business owner, I personally think the mindset, the things that go into your head, the responsibility you feel for others is so stressful. So if you're prepared to let some of those guys join the community, I think they should. And hopefully they're the people that are listening to this episode.
Yeah, you know what? It's just testing times at the minute, and nothing's certain. Nothing is certain at this moment in time. So I think I see some other people as well that are really doing some great things, out there, and I think like the more sort of support and community sort of get together, the better really at the moment, because it is pretty lonely, and the amount of people that I speak to each day, that they need that boost at the minute, whatever it is. There's a really cool guy. I forget his second name. His name's Sam, and he set up a company called FurLearn.
Right.
So he works with the charities, but he's basically combining a charity and furloughed staff together to keep their skills fresh. What a cool idea that is.
Yeah.
So there's people on furlough, but they're still able to actually keep their skills sharp and do things. And I just think, well, that's just fantastic. You're going to be keeping your skills sharp, but also feeling amazing because you're helping a charity.
What's your day-to-day like? Or what's an average day in the life of the guy who runs the FurLearn right now?
Yeah, so pretty much mornings are spent with the kids. I'll post something usually first thing in the morning when I wake. I'll create something the night before. I'll post something about what's coming up this week or some hopefully interesting information. Then I'll be with the kids, homeschooling, having fun, bike rides till 2, 3 o'clock. My wife finishes work around 4. We have meal together, family time together, and then I'll usually start, I call it work now. I just crack on from about 6 o'clock, put the kids to bed about 7, 8 o'clock, and then I crack on again till about 11 o'clock.
Really?
Either creating content or looking for people that I think would be interested in maybe joining, maybe interested in speaking. Yeah, I really want to make this. I've got one shot, so I want to try and make this the best it can be for people. I'm trying my hardest to try and find a Thursday night where I can get a comedian to do a 1 hour live slot, just to give people some laughter for once. Just so we can have a bit of a laugh all together over Zoom. I just think.
Well, that's anyone listening who can refer a comedian. I don't think I've got anyone in my locker, but anyone can get in touch with Gary on that one.
Yeah, I really want a known one, ideally. Somebody that's really gonna.
Yeah.
People just go, wow, that was really cool. Remember that in lockdown? We had that comedian just sat in our front room.
Yeah, that would be awesome. What do you think you've learned the most about yourself in this period of time? So you've had a month and a half or so of doing all this. What have you learned about yourself, not about anyone else?
About myself, definitely more. I think I'm very resilient, and there's maybe the skills that I didn't realise that I had. Like I said before, I probably wouldn't have done this 6 months ago. I realised that doing kind things means a lot to me as well. As cheesy as that sounds, but I really enjoy. I really enjoy doing the softer things as well with helping people. And I really hope that at the end of this, or whenever that may be, that some people actually get a new position and have had that confidence to be able to do that video interview, that at the minute that they're going, oh my God, I can't face a video interview. There's so many people in that boat at the moment.
I think the truth is, regardless of what anyone wants or hopes, the market's going to change. Things are going to change. The way processes work, the way businesses operate, it's going to change. And yeah, if you're, I mean, I feel like I've been talking about this stuff for 3 years and been banging on about social and video and branding, and like this is all happening. It's accelerated what I reckon would have took a few years to happen in a few months. But video interviewing will become the norm soon. It will have to be. And even when a vaccine comes, why would people travel when they don't have to all the time? Like you're gonna essential travel and essential meetings will always be there. Well, they'll come back, but non-essential, where first stages and all that, they just won't. And people will. I think they'll prioritize their own time better, because they'll be so much more trained in those things. Like they used to waste so much time traveling to things and doing things that didn't add value to their day. And if you've had an opportunity to spend more time with your children or your partner and get things done, you're going to struggle to give that up when you're so used to it. So yeah, I agree. I think what you're doing is amazing. Actually, I think it's genuinely one of the best stories I've heard in the whole of the last 3 months, mate. So
thanks, mate.
Keep it up. And I'm not joking. Like I would love to be a part of it, and I'd love to just be in the community if possible.
Mate.
I feel good. I feel good right now, but you know, you can never. I don't think you can ever have too much inspiration and too many ideas. So I'll be a part of it.
Well, if you're free on Thursday at 12, I don't know what you're doing. That's when I'm talking to Rory Coleman. He's not, you know, I don't want to. He's a business focused guy, to be fair.
I think I'm actually on a webinar at 12 on Thursday this week.
I'll send you a recording. That's fine.
Yeah, send me the recording. Everyone's like, do these two need to be talking this shit on camera? They'll piss off. One final question I've got for you then. So most of the people listening are an employer of a recruitment business. What advice, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give them all today to help not only protect but to engage the people that are not, that if they've got people on furlough? How can they better engage and keep them engaged so that most of the people I'd hope have got the intention of bringing these people back, or else they wouldn't have engaged in the scheme in the first place. So if they're looking to bring these people back, how can they engage better?
I think you kind of answered it yourself there in some ways. The communication. You know, I think communication, just keeping in touch. You know, I've heard some horror stories that, you know, managers haven't got in contact with their staff while they're off. You know, it's worrying. You know, how much is
enough? How much is too much, do you think?
You know, I think a fortnightly call just to check in, see how you're getting on, let you know what's going on within the business. You know, I think it's very difficult though, Sean, at the moment, because businesses can't give guarantees, and you know, you're caught in a very sticky situation that you can't be reassuring one person but not the other that you might actually have an intention that actually, you know what, Sean, you're not coming back, and don't want to be seen as two-faced. So it's a really juggling act. I think where companies can really help though is pushing out as much training material, you know, that is hopefully being created by companies at the moment to give to their furloughed staff to hopefully give them the best step for the next move, that if they have to move on to another position, you know, so they're gaining new skills. I really think training and communication are the top two.
Wicked. Well, look, Gary, it's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I really do hope people reach out to you and get involved as a result. If anyone does want to ask you any questions, LinkedIn, best place to get you? Yeah,
just Gary Wills on LinkedIn. Look for the bold head.
You'll be tagged in this post anyway. We talked about I'll keep my hat on for the sake of today's.
Hey, it's the best barnet in the business.
Yeah, well, if you watch on YouTube, have a look at this now. I don't think there's much to. It's disgusting, but it might end up being like a big, long, slick grey mane in the future. I might be known for.
I'd buy that. I tell you, I'd have
might be the Steven Seagal of the sector. Who knows? Well, look, thanks so much, mate. And guys, thanks again for listening. Hoping you're enjoying the daily updates. Again, very similar message to what Gary's trying to do. My aim with the RAG report has been to give you guys and every morning an opportunity to just check in, listen and learn from other people. Remember, you're not on your own, and come out of this in a better shape. And it can't always be serious. Sometimes it's fun, but my vision is that I genuinely believe together we can come out of this stronger. If you can do me one favor, I don't ask for you to, you know, I don't pay to listen, but share this. Give it your mates. Put it out on YouTube. On LinkedIn or on text or whatever. Get as many people you know listening, because together we'll help each other out. I'll be back again tomorrow with more stories. But in the meantime, stay safe. I'll see you soon.